further ado, this young man, it was caught up. He was supposed to be with us Wednesday. We understand, but as a leader, you got to be able to pivot. Sometimes when I call some of you folks to do something, you guys get all freaked out. Just do it. Learn how to pivot. So here again, this young man, he's in Houston, Texas. He's going back and forth. Actually, I think he slowed down his group up in the Maryland area. He's going back to Houston, and he just started a new team in Miami. Now, if he could start a new team, can you start a new team without even leaving your area on the video, Zoom? So without further ado, he's on track to be one of the first youngest SVPs ACN has offered. He's a full-time dad. He's a full-time network marketer. He's got a lot of energy. He's 27 years old, been on for 27 years. Without further ado, Regional Vice President Platinum, Mr. Shakeel Cooper.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing?
I didn't recognize you with that hair.
I know. I was supposed to get it braided, but I don't know.
Yes, sir.
We had no
you.
Power. We had no lights. So I'm actually in Baltimore. I flew to Baltimore today. I'm trying to get
the warm weather, huh?
Yes. It's actually a little cooler here than it is in Texas. It's just like we had no power, no water. So for the past week, it's been pretty hectic. So I just flew into Baltimore today. I'll be flying to Miami on Tuesday for about 10 days. But I'm trying to find somewhere to sit down so I can do this call real quick with you guys. But I'm really fired up. I'm at one of my business partners' condo. She's about to be regional vice president this weekend. So I'll be promoting my first regional vice president this weekend. So I'm really excited.
Awesome. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. I'm really excited. I'm really fired up to just be on here today, just to really share some vision, have a conversation with everyone. I don't have no PowerPoint, so I'm doing it on my phone right now. But, I just want to share just some things that might be able to help some people today, just speak from my heart. And just let people know that, we're doing this business, everybody's journey is really different. And I tell people all the time that do not compare yourself or your situation or your story to anybody else's, because everybody else in this business have a different journey. But more importantly, what I tell people all the time is that, you're going to go through some things in this business that you never thought of that you'll ever go through. What I can tell you is that you're going to go through things that's it's going to make you, it's going to break you. And I've been through a lot. You guys heard my story all the time. And I tell you, looking back today, who would think that I would be promoting a regional vice president and I don't have to do anything? It's 100% done without any of my efforts. I don't have to put in any customers. I don't have to make any calls. This individual have her own organization. They run their own thing. They do their own. And the fact that I can promote a regional vice president and it's independent and it was built successfully on its own, that's something rare. Most of the time, most people, they trying to help someone go RVP and, they're always there doing all of the work. But, just this RVP alone, it has been 100% independent. They have their own brand, their own team. They do their own calls. Like just now, they was just doing the leadership. And the fact that, to be able to have an organization where I have another young guy that will be RVP in the next 30 to 45 days. And who would ever thought that, I would be, able to help, young people from Baltimore City now become regional vice presidents, and they're less than 30 years old. These individuals, no business background, college dropouts. One of us a college graduate, but she was living in her mom's basement. The other one went to college with me. He was a broke college student, but now he just helped a young guy, was able to put in almost 100 business partners in the past 40 days, and he's only 19 years old. So the fact that, looking at the business now today, I remember when I had to do everything. I remember when I had to do all of the meetings. I remember I had to do all of the work. I remember when I always had to be there in order for things to move. And now today, I am 100% independent. I let my team do their own thing. And now today, they're out producing me. We can agree that the goal in this business is to find people that's better than you. And if you're not looking for people that's better than you, then you're in the wrong business. A lot of times, most of the time, people want to be the deal. They want to be the man. I'm the man. I'm the one that's going to do this. I'm the one that's going to do that. But guess what? Your ultimate goal is to find people that's better than you, that's going to help teach you. But more importantly, they're going to run a part of your organization that you no longer have to do any of the work, but you're going to override that organization. That's the ultimate goal about network marketing. And for me, you know, I always dreamed about having a team, you know, of thousands and thousands of business partners that is going to be 100% independent. Because what is the point of doing this business if you always have to do all of the work? You got to do every single meeting. Everything is dependent on you. You basically just got you a high paying job. And who wants that? I haven't had a job in almost 8 years. And I don't never want a job again. And that's why I do this business. But more importantly, I do this business to the point where it's independent from me. My organization, they don't need me. I'm there to help them. But at the end of the day, if I'm there, if I'm not there, it still runs without me. And that's the ultimate goal about network marketing is to listen, why are you doing this? You got to ask yourself this question. Why are you doing this business? And if you're not doing this business to go big, then there's really no point of doing it, because guess what? You can make that extra money working a job. Because I tell people all the time, what's the point of playing in an industry where everything that you want in life can happen and it's unlimited and you're going to play small? What's the point of playing small? You know, when I tell people my dreams, they think I'm crazy. I told people my goal is to make $10 million this year. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I believe I'm going to make it happen. Even if I fail, even if I land on $1 million, I will be fine. I don't know how it's going to happen, but those are my goals. Those are my goals. What is your goals? What goals do you have written down? And to me, I always talk about goals because listen, if you have no goals, then you're not going to go anywhere in life. You got to know where you're going. What is your vision? You know, I also have something I'm going to show you guys. I walk around with and I look every single day. It's in my wallet, right? You know, what is your goal? This is just another one of my goals that I had not too long ago. And it says, I am now happy and grateful. I am now earning $50,000 a month, $12,500 a week, $1,666 a day, $69 an hour, $600,000 per year. You know, those are just some I have all kinds of goals. I write down all kinds of crazy goals and I read and I see it every single day because I know that if I write it down and if I see it, and if I speak it, if I believe in it, guess what's going to happen? It's going to happen. The reason why most people are not where they are in life is because they don't have it written down. They don't even know where they want to be in life. They think they want to know, but they don't even have it written down. And that's the first step of anything. If you don't have your goals written down, then you don't have any goals, because a goal that's not written down is really not a goal. If you ask me, what is your goals? Ask yourself, how big are your goals? If your goals don't scare you, they're not big enough. Listen, if you're writing goals, your goals are supposed to make you question your goals. Like, dang, am I really going to do this? Is this really possible? If you can't question your goals, then they're not big enough. And that's why I said having big goals is the ultimate dream, because, you know, one thing about me is that I love to travel a lot. So right now I'm in the process. I'm in Miami every other week. And yes, I'm there for work, but guess what? I'm also there for motivation. I want to see the boats. I want to see the yachts. I want to see the skyscrapers. I want to see the mansions. I want to see the high rises. I want to see what's possible, because what I can tell you is that if you're not around the things that you want, you will never achieve them, because you will never know in your heart that it's possible if you don't see other people doing it. So growing up in Baltimore, as you guys can see, I'm not going to show you guys a video, because right now where I'm at, I'm downtown Baltimore. I'm overlooking the city, but I remember being a broke guy hanging on a corner in Baltimore. But now, you know, me and my business partners, we overlooking the city. So you can ask yourself, how in the world do these guys and these girls go from being in Baltimore City to living in one of the highest high rises in Baltimore? How is that possible? How do we go from Applebee's? How do we go from college dropout to driving the cars we want to drive, to living in the homes we want to live, to doing all these things that we want to do? And we really haven't even made it yet. But the fact that we get a taste of it, we know that it's possible. We know that it's possible. We know that we went from being broke little kids in Baltimore City to now being able to live and overlook the entire city of the same place that we always grew up in and always thought about getting out of. But now, instead of just getting out of the city, we overlooking the city. So you got to ask yourself, what is your goals? What is your goals to you on this call? That might not mean a lot to you, but guess what? To me, that means a lot, because I know how it is growing up in the hood of Baltimore and never even being invited to a condo, to now being able to sleep in these condos, to being able to be in these environments, to get around people that have what you want. So it's all about your goals. What is your goals? That's what I want to talk to you guys today. What is your goals? If you don't have any goals, write your goals down today. Because listen, if you talk about you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do this, you want to do that, but you don't have it written down, you already lost. You have already lost, because the first step is writing down your goals. Number two, believing that anything that you want is possible. You have to have belief. Listen, if you don't have any belief in yourself, then why are you doing what you're doing if you don't believe it's going to be possible? See, I tell people all the time that, listen, belief is the first step. Belief is the first step. Without belief, you will never be anything. You will never do anything. You will never have anything. Too many people think too small. And it takes the same energy to think small as it does to think big. So you might as well think big. You might as well think big. You might as well dream big. And you might as well think that, wow, anything that I put in my mind, it can happen. It can really happen. No matter your situation, you can be in Section 8 right now. You can have no money. You can be struggling. You can be broke. You can have nothing right now. You can be having your last $50, your last $100, but you still can have that big dream and that big vision. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to achieve all of those things, because I've been in situations where I've been broke. I've lost it all. And most people, you would never know if I have $10 in my pocket or $10,000 in my pocket. Why? Because I believe in myself so much. I walk around and act like I'm already a millionaire. I talk like I'm a millionaire. I dress like I'm a millionaire. I believe that I'm already a millionaire. So guess what happened? When I become a millionaire, I'm not going to be surprised. See, a lot of people are surprised about my success, but I am not surprised about my success. I'm not surprised about what I'm capable about. So why are you surprised when it happens for you? See, it's all about belief. It's all about belief. It's all about belief. It's all about writing down your goals. And it's all about vision. What is your vision for your life? What is your vision for your family life? What is your vision in general? What do you want out of life? And the problem is, most people in life, they don't know what they want. They just don't know what they want. And if you don't know what you want, you will never achieve it. So if you're on this call tonight, just ask yourself, what do I really want out of this life? What do I really want? You know, I came in town to see my grandmother. She's 70 years old. She's really sick right now. She had got COVID in November, and she just got out of the hospital, and I watched my grandmother go from, being super healthy to now, she can barely walk, take care of herself. And it's like she spent her whole entire life just working. And then literally she had to stop work. She can't work no more. But looking at her now, I'm like, you spent 70 years of your life just working, and now you can't really do anything. You can't do what you want to do. And it's just like, when I look at that, it's like, wow, I don't want that for my life. And today, to this day, it makes me really happy that I made a decision at 20 years old to say that I want more out of life. I don't want to work till I'm 70 years old. And then when I'm 70 years old and I can't work no more, I got to live off of Social Security. I don't want that for myself. I want to be able to say I was able to retire in my 20s and do what I want to do and make money whenever I want to make. I want to live where I want to live. I want to travel. I want to see the world, because I know that once you get older in life, guess what? Things are limited. You can't do these things no more. So I live my life to the fullest now so that I can show the people that, listen, you don't have to wait until you're a certain age to do the things that you want to do. I tell people I'm on a plane so much, they don't know if I'm the passenger or the pilot. I'm on a plane every week. Every week I'm on an airplane. Listen, since I've been in ACN, I've been on almost 250 airplanes. I've been able to see the world. I've been able to see that what is possible out here. I don't have a scarcity mindset no more. I have the mindset like, listen, if this person can be a millionaire, why can't I? If this person can live in this high rise, why can't I? If somebody else can do it, why can't I do it? And that's the mindset that you got to have, because at the end of the day, if your mind is not right, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters if your mindset is not right. If you don't believe that you can do things, if you don't believe that you can have these things, then why are you doing what you're doing? And if you don't know what you're doing, then stop doing it. Stop doing it, because you're going to waste your time and you're going to waste energy that you could have put into something else that you really wanted to do. See, I tell people all the time, network marketing, it's just nothing but a vehicle. It's nothing but a vehicle. Yes, you can get the SVP. Yes, you can get the RVP, but guess what? That's just a title. Listen, if I cared a lot about titles, I would be in corporate America. I don't care about titles. All titles mean is that, you make more money in the company, but guess what? Other than that, what else do you want other than a title? So ask yourself today, like, just really have a real question with yourself. Like, what do I really want out of life? Because life is short. You could be here today and gone tomorrow. Are you living your life to the fullest? Are you doing the things that you really want to do? See, that's why I believe in myself so much. And that's why I just live my life to the fullest, because you never know. You never know. And then when you have those conversations with yourself, you got to ask yourself, wow, Am I really doing the things that I really want to do? Am I really going as hard as I really want to go? Because guess what? I told myself this. I'm going to work so hard in my 20s, my early 20s. I'm going to sacrifice. I'm just going to just do what I have to do so that when I'm almost 30 years old, I can truly enjoy the life because I planted these seeds before I got involved in the business. When I was, listen, if you guys really understand my story, I moved to America at 9 years old as an immigrant. I couldn't get a job until I was 17 years old because I didn't get a green card until I was almost 18 years old. So while all my friends in high school and middle school was having little jobs, guess what? I couldn't get a job. I had to ask my parents for money. I couldn't do anything to make money other than wash cars. I used to wash cars from 12 years old up until I was 17 years old. I was washing cars. I was working for my uncle friend that owned a mobile detailing. And every day throughout the summer, I used to work for him, washing cars, wake up at 7 o'clock and up until 9 o'clock at night, we was washing cars. But what really motivated me was that this guy had clients that owned Lamborghinis and mansions. So imagine us being from the hood and pulling up to these big houses and washing these $1 million cars. And I said, yeah, I'm washing these cars right now, but one day I'm going to own these cars. And that right there, it struck something in me where it said, man, it's people out here really living good. And if they can do it, you can do it. So when I turned 17 years old, the next week I got my green card. I went out there and guess what happened? I got my driver's license. I went out there and got my driver's permit. And then from there, I went and got a job as a lifeguard. My first job was a lifeguard at 17 years old. I remember I used to drive my bike because I didn't have a car yet. My first car was a 1991 Honda Civic. And the interior was carpet from an office. I got the car from my stepdad. The car, when I used to pull up at McDonald's, the car used to smoke. I remember when I pulled up to McDonald's and the whole entire drive-thru was smoky and it was from my engine. And I don't know how to, listen, I don't know too much about cars. But guess what? I was just happy to have a car. I was just happy that things started to move in my life because up until 17 years old, I couldn't even play in a game. I couldn't even have a legit job or anything like that. So for me, I was being held back for so many years that the moment that I got an opportunity to just play this game of life and just be able to get a job and make money legally and things like that, what happened was it motivated me so much that I said, I'm going to work every single day until I have what I want. I'm going to work every single day until I have what I want. And then when I turned 18 years old, I remember working at Applebee's, saying, you know what, I'm gonna go to Applebee's because I was trying to go to college and they said, oh, your parents make too much money, so you can't go to school. But I'm like, my parents are broke. They living paycheck to paycheck. But according to them, they was making it. So guess what? I had to take a year off. I watch all my friends go to college. I watch all my friends, living life. And everybody's just going to these high colleges and I'm just like, man, I feel like a bum. Like I went to this college. I went to high school. I graduated. I did all of this just to work at Applebee's. Do you understand? I felt like a bum. I felt like a failure. So I said to myself, you know what? The next summer, I'm going to go through a summer program and go to college. I took a summer program and I remember them saying that you can't have a car on campus. I'm like, how am I going to get here? So working at Applebee's, I worked hard, and I was able at the age of 18 years old to get my first car. I remember at 18 years old, I walked into the dealership and I got my first car. It was an Infiniti G35 at 18 years old. I remember that my credit score at that time was like a 780, almost like $800 because my stepdad added me to his credit card. So at the age of 18 years old, I had A1 credit. So now after waiting all of these years, I'm now 18 years old, making money, and now I got high credit. So it's like, wow, I remember going to the store. My first credit card was $10,000 at 18 years old from Wells Fargo. So you imagine you went from a kid that no money, nothing, can't figure it out. You turn 18 years old, now you got credit, you're making money, and then you're going to college at the same time and you're working a job. So now things are starting to move. And then I see ACN from a close friend of mine. And most people, they don't understand my story is that, listen, the reason why I got involved in ACN, because at that time, I was talking to this girl, right? And this girl, she had an ex-boyfriend. And I remember calling her phone one day and he picked up the phone. Her ex-boyfriend picked up the phone. And I said, hello? And he said, hello. He said his name. I'm like, oh, what's up, man? This Shakeel. He's like, oh, what's up? I know about you. I'm like, oh, she with you right now? All right, cool. I'm like, listen, I don't want to talk to her no more, man. What's your number, bro? Let's link up. And I remember him 2 weeks later, I got his number. 2 weeks later, he had got pulled over on the side of the road by the police. And he was close to my grandmother's house. And he called my phone and said, listen, man, they're about to lock me up. You know, like, I need somebody to come get my car. So I was like, man, I'm 5 minutes away. We're going to come get you. And I came and I got him. And then 2 weeks later, he introduced me to ACN. Listen, I got involved in ACN from a guy. I was talking to his girlfriend. I called his phone after she left me and she went and hung out with him. And I called her phone and he picked up. And then me as a man to man, I said, listen, bro, what's your number, man? Let's connect. Let's link up, because we had mutual friends, but I didn't know about the guy. So the average guy, you don't want to fight and argue and things like that because they messing with the same girl. But because we was messing with the same girl, that's how I got involved in ACN. See, most people don't know that story. I got involved in ACN from talking to a guy's girlfriend, and I didn't even know that was his girlfriend. They were still messing with each other. But because I knew that never prejudge, always be nice to people, and just always network, because you never know. What if I would have never had that conversation with him? I wouldn't be in ACN today. And guess what? Today, we're best friends. I'm actually going to pick him up after I leave out of here because I'm in Baltimore for the weekend. So you got to ask yourself this question. Never prejudge. Be nice to everybody, because you never know who God might be sending to bless you. Because God sent that girl in my life to meet him so that he was able to introduce me to this business. We didn't even know each other. So because he introduced me to the business and I got involved in the business, I said, listen, this is it for me. I'm going all the way in. And guess what happened? You know, my mentor, Mr. Adam Roop, you know, he asked him, because the guy was going to college in Delaware. And he met Mr. Adam Roop's, his wife now. And she was like, yeah, you know, my boyfriend does this. You know, he does real estate, but he does network marketing. You need to come talk to him. And because that guy went and met Mr. Roop gave me a 3-way call. And this is why doing 3-way calls is important. If you don't call someone to get on a call or come out to the event, 9 out of 10, they wouldn't come out. But because Mr. Roop gave me that call and I answered, I said, you know what? I'm going to come to the event. And when I came to the event, I met Mr. Burke. And Mr. Burke said, I used to be a 5th grade teacher at Arlington Elementary School. I said, what? I said, listen, I went to Arlington Elementary School. He said, you was right down the hallway from me. I said, listen, if you can do it, I can do it. His wife, Miss Chanel Burke, she lived 5 to 10 minutes away from me in Baltimore City in the hood. She grew up in the same neighborhood as me. I said, if she can do it, and they both went to my same college, I'm like, if they can do it, oh, it's game over. It's game over. And guess what happened? I got involved, and to this day, I haven't looked back since. And listen, I've only been in ACN 7 years and a few months, and I promise you, this year, I will be the youngest, fastest, most independent senior vice president that they ever seen. They never seen anybody like me get involved and do this business the way I've done it, because I know what I want out of life. I came from nothing. I was born in a country where I remember I used to sit on the stairs of our house, right? I used to sit on the stairs of our house and look at the airplanes. And I used to say to myself, one day I'll be on that plane to America. One day I'll be on that plane. I used to say it I used to just look, because guess what? Before ACN, before 9/11 happened, I wanted to be a pilot so that I can fly to America. It sounds funny to most people, but my dream, I wanted to be a pilot. That's why I love airplanes so much. Every time I get on the plane, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm fascinated with it because I know that an airplane can get me to any destination that I want to go. So I look at my life the same way, that I can do and go anywhere I want to go, because it's all starting in your mind. And coming to America, I remember coming to America at 9 years old with literally nothing at all. Just my mom just moving all of us to America. And I'm like, man, I'm in a country. I don't know nobody. I'm just here, just literally with nothing. And looking back today, I'm like, I'm the most successful person in my family. And it's been people that have been here 30 years, 25 years. I only been in America, 18 years now? And I've done more in 18 years than most people in my family that have been here for a very long time. I'm the most successful person in my family because I'm time free and I'm money free. I do what I want to do. I don't have to ask anybody, hey, can I go there? No. You know, my family is jealous of me because they see I just do what I want to do. And yeah, you know, some people, they might make a lot of money, but guess what? They can't do what they want to do because they got a lot of responsibilities. Me, my responsibility is taken care of because I have the time freedom to do what I want to do. And that's why you want to do this business, not for the money, for the freedom. It's not about how much money you make. Because I know people that's making millions of dollars, but they don't live like me. They can't wake up tomorrow and say, man, I want to go somewhere and just chill for a week. It's doctors that can't even do that. So you got to ask yourself, what do you really want in life? Me, I want freedom. I want to be free. I don't want nothing else but to be free. I don't want nobody telling me what to do. I don't want nobody telling me when to come to work. I don't want nobody telling me nothing that's not going to give me that time freedom. And to you, you might not want that. But guess what? If you say that America is a land of freedom and opportunity, and everybody come here for opportunity, and everybody come here to be free, and you was born in this country and you're not taking advantage of it, and you let people that come from other countries come here and become successful in a few years, they don't even speak the language, and you was born here, you have everything given to you. And that's the thing that's hurting most people right now, because it's too much opportunity. And that's the problem, because they know if network marketing don't work, I can go do something else. But if you keep living your life like there's so much other opportunities out here, guess what's going to happen? You're never really going to be successful, because you got to hone into one thing. You got to focus on one thing. You got to listen, most people want to be a jack of many trades and a master of none. Master one thing first before you go do a bunch of other things. Before you want to do real estate and this and stocks and all of that, master network marketing. Why? Because guess what? It gives the everyday average person an opportunity to learn the business skills, to learn the networking skills, to be able to make money, to be able to do the things, to be able to understand business without having to put yourself in hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. Some people say, I want to flip real estate. Yeah, you don't know nothing about real estate, but you want to go sign up for $100,000 house, put yourself in debt, and don't know what you're doing. But you can get involved in network marketing for a couple $100, learn the skills, over time, be able to make money. And then from there, use your networking skills to get around people that's successful in those industries and learn from it. See, all I do is I learn from people that's better than me. My mentor, he owns almost 100 houses. He's a real estate king. He does nothing but real estate. And people are asking all the time, why haven't you done real estate yet? Because guess what? I want to master network marketing first. Because guess what? Real estate is not going nowhere. I want to master one thing. I want to become a senior vice president in this business, and then be able to take the income and do all of the things that I want to do. I want to master one thing first. I don't want to be the person that's doing this, doing that, doing this, trying that, doing that. And guess what happened? You spend your whole entire life doing a bunch of things, but you never master one thing. Master one thing first. Master this, because there's no better opportunity to master this than anything else in the world, and it's not going to cost you a lot of money. The only thing it's going to cost you is time to actually take the time to learn about the industry, to learn about how to network, to learn about how just to be a business person, just to learn how about entrepreneurship. It's all about learning. I treat network marketing as school. Every day I'm trying to learn. Every day I'm getting better. I'm not just satisfied where I'm at. A lot of people said, man, you've done so much. I haven't done enough. I'm my hardest critic. I haven't done nothing yet. I'm still a little fish in the pond. I'm not proud of myself. Yeah, I'm satisfied where I'm at, but I'm not proud of myself. Why? Because I know I can do more. I know I can have more. And if you're satisfied, if you're comfortable, then guess what? You're always going to be comfortable. You have to be your toughest critic, not anybody else. You got to be hard on yourself. You got to say to yourself, man, I know I can have more. I know I can do more. I know I can be more. Don't wait for somebody else to push you to get to the next level. Push yourself to the next level. Drive yourself. Do the work every single day, get better. Every single day, get better. Every single day, get better. Because having money and not knowing what to do with it, you still broke. I watched a video the other day. Floyd Mayweather said, they asked him, he's like, would you take $100 million one time or $200,000 a month for the rest of your life? He said, the old me would probably take the $100 million, but me, with the information I know now, I would take that $200,000 for life, because I know what to do with that $200,000 coming in every single month, compared to you having $100 million and you don't know what to do with it. You still broke with $100 million. Because money without information is pointless. You still broke. I know a lot of people that's making money, but guess what? They spend it stupidly. So yeah, you're making money. You just broke on a high level. I don't care if you're making 6 figures. But at the end of the year, you have nothing to show for. You're in more debt than the money that you made. You hustling backwards. You know what I did? I got out of debt. I am debt free. So everything that I make now is all profit. And I'm only 27 years old. I'll be 28 in 2 weeks. How many people can say they're debt free and they have a business where they're about to be a senior vice president in 2021? Do you understand how powerful that is to be debt free and to have a business that's producing every single week thousands of dollars? Do you understand how powerful that is when you have the information, know what to do with it? Do you understand how powerful it is to learn how credit works? Do you understand how listen, I'm not just good at ACN. I'm good at entrepreneurship. I know how it is to be your own boss because I am my own boss. I don't need a boss. I don't need nobody to tell me what to do. I don't need nobody to motivate me. I don't need nobody to tell me anything unless it's telling me things to help me. Other than that, I don't need an external force to drive me to go to the next level. So you got to ask yourself this question. Do you need an external force to drive you, or are you driving yourself every single day? Because I can tell you that I drive myself. My mentors don't even call my phone no more to push me or motivate me. I talk to my mentors once or twice a month now. And when we talk, it's just, checking up on each other, see how everything is going, because they know when they look at the charts, my mentors is competing with my downline. They're not competing with me because I have no competition. My only competition is my downline. How would you feel to compete with your own team? Because when you compete with your own people, all that's doing is motivating you and them. I tell people all the time, listen, I'm not worried about the charts, man. You worry about beating my mentees on the charts. I call myself, I'm the OG now. I just give them game. I just give them information. Because I know that information can change situation. I tell people all the time, listen, you can take the house, you can take the car, you can take everything from me. I bet you I get it back, because guess what happened? I done lost it all. And I got it back. But now I got it back, but I'm doing it smarter. And guess what? You on this call tonight, you can do the same thing, no matter where you at. You might be in a bunch of debt. You might be in medical bills. You might be going through it right now. But guess what happened? You can get out of any situation that you're in, because guess what? I got out of every situation I'm in. And guess what? Nobody helped me but me. I had to get out of it myself. I had to clean up $100,000 worth of debt by myself. And guess what? I never missed a convention. I never missed a training event. I still had to work through it. While people see me, listen, they didn't know what I was going through it. They didn't know I was sleeping on air mattresses in my mom's closet, sleeping in my grandmother's basement. They didn't know that, because guess what? I always showed up best dressed. And listen, I never looked like what I went through. You will never see me down. Even if you follow me on social media, you'll never hear me talk negative about myself. You'll never hear me put anything negative about what's going on in my life. I only put out positivity, because I know that any situation I'm in is only temporary. It's only temporary. And guess what? Every L is not a loss, it's a lesson. You have to learn from situations. Listen, if you're not learning from what you're going through in life, then it's a waste of time. You got to learn from it. So what? You lost a bunch of stuff. Guess what? What did you learn from it? If you didn't learn from it, then it's pointless for you going through it. Every L is a lesson to learn from it so that you never do it again. So when I messed up my credit, when I messed up everything, when I lost everything, I learned that, listen, I will never put myself in that situation again. I was having a conversation with my stepdad earlier, because we always bump heads a little bit, because yeah, he might make more money than me, but guess what? He got to get up and go to work, paint, and he basically got to slave for the money every single day, because if he don't go out and work, and his employees is not going to work. So when he used to get up 6 o'clock in the morning and he used to climb over me on the air mattress, I remember he done broke every air mattress I had, man, because he used to step on my air mattress to get his clothes to go to work in the morning. Him and my mom. I'm laying on my air mattress and they come in the room, and then boom. I remember when it was times for almost a year, I had to get up every single day, 5 o'clock in the morning, and take my mom to work so I'd be able to have a car to do what I want to do during the day. Do you know how to feel when you don't work a job, but you got to get up 5 o'clock in the morning just to have somebody's car to use it, to go to PBRs and stuff like that? Because if I didn't, do anything to help them out, they wouldn't even let me get the car. But I made myself uncomfortable sleeping on the air mattress, looking broke. My family looking at me like a fairy, like, you was just at a condo downtown, now look at you. I remember my entire family used to laugh at, I was the laughing stock. Now nobody laugh at me. Nobody talks negative to me. I can't remember the last time somebody ever spoke negative to me, because it's impossible to speak negative to me, because my belief in myself is so much that it's impossible, because guess what? The average person don't even believe in themselves. And that's the first step to becoming successful, is you believing in yourself, not somebody else. I don't need somebody else to believe in me. I believe in me. So you gotta ask yourself, do you believe in you? Do you really believe in you? Some people can't even ask themselves that question because they know they lying to themselves. You don't believe in yourself. You look for exterior, other people to, yeah, man, you can do it. I don't care when nobody tells me I can do it. I know I can do it before I ask you, can I do it? I don't get ask people for opinions no more, unless they have what I want. And that's another thing. Too many people asking too many people for opinions. And listen, if somebody don't have what you want, don't ask them. They've never done what you want to do, don't ask them. You can't ask somebody to go somewhere that they never been. You can't ask someone, how do y'all become a millionaire if they never became a millionaire? You can't become a millionaire hanging out with thousandaires. You can't become a billionaire hanging out with millionaires. You got to be around the people that you want to be like. Why do you think I'm in Miami every other week? I want to be on the yachts. I want to be on the condos. I want to be on the mansions. I want to be on the beach every single day. That's what I want out of life. You might not want that, but guess what? I want to live my life to the fullest. I want to truly be able to say, when it's my time, then I live my life. Because too many people, they are living a life of nothingness. You might be 60 years old, 50 years old, but your dreams died at 21. I lived more in a few years than the average person lived in 50. Because what I've done in a couple of years, if someone like my grandmother, she haven't traveled, she haven't done, and I love my grandmother, but it's like, I don't want that I don't want to be when I'm 70 years old that I look back like, damn, I haven't got a chance to really do all the things I want to do. I just don't want that for myself. I remember watching my grandfather taking his last breath, on FaceTime, and I couldn't go to the funeral, and I'm just like, damn, like, I spent my whole life just to go, and I never got a chance to live it to the fullest. Ain't no way I'm not going to live my life to the fullest. So guess what that did for me? It motivated me to just live. Every single day, I'm going to live. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to eat what I want to eat. I'm going to go where I want to go. And nobody is going to be able to tell me what to do with my life. I live my life on my terms. Nobody controls me. So you got to ask yourself, do you want the same thing for yourself? Because I can tell you that being able just to do what you want to do is priceless. It's not about the money. It's not about the money. Because if your lifestyle is low, the money don't, listen, I don't eat meat. I don't live a crazy lifestyle. But guess what I do? I just live life every single day by doing what I want to do. And you can't take that from me. You just can't take it from me. And you should want to have the same thing for you and your family. You should want to be able to raise your child at home and not send your child to daycare or send your child to public school. Like, I was just thinking today, I'm like, man, I don't even want to send my child to private school. But I'm just like, if I send them to private school and you got some millionaire friends, that means the parents are millionaires. I want to get close. I want my son, his friends are going to be super successful because their parents are super successful. Listen, too many people let their kids just be cool with just anybody. My son barely even know my own mother. My son barely know my family in Baltimore. Why? Because I don't want him influenced by anything from Baltimore. I don't want my son thinking small. I don't want my son thinking of lack. I want my son thinking, man, my daddy do what he want to do. So guess what? I can do what I want to do because your kids are looking at you. And guess what? Your kids are going to be just like you. And you got to ask yourself, do you want your kids to turn out the way you are? Ask yourself that question real quick. Give yourself a couple seconds. Ask yourself, say, do I really want my kids to live how I live? In debt, struggling, paycheck to paycheck, can't figure it out, living way above my means? Or do you want your kids to be super successful? Do you want your kids to be dreaming big? Do you want your kids to believe that they can do anything that they want to do? Because guess what? They hear and they see and they look at you as an example. And if you're a parent on this call and you are not being an example to your kids, then you're failing your kids. And your kids are the next generation. Your kids are going to be the one to take care of you. My mom, listen, since I've been involved in ACN, my mom is my best friend. I motivate my mom. Every time she's talking to me, where you going now? I'm on the road, ma. I got to get to this paper. I can't sit around and work a 9 to 5 because you work a 9 to 5 every single day and you still broke. You still can't do what you want to do. So why should I do that? I might as well keep doing what I'm doing because guess what? What I'm doing is giving me the opportunity to go places and be around people that, My mom ain't never been to Miami. My mom ain't never been as many places I've been. I've traveled more places than anyone in my family. I've done more than anyone in my family. My network is bigger than anyone in my family. Why? Because I choose to be different. I tell people all the time, be weird or be broke. I'm a weirdo. People call me weird all the time. My son mom call me, she's like, you weird. I love it. I'd rather be weird than be average. I'd rather be weird than be average. Because me being weird, guess what happened? It gives me the lifestyle that, listen, man, people don't understand how good it feels to wake up when you finish sleeping. You know how good it feels to not have an alarm. The only time I have an alarm clock is when I got to go to the airport. That's my only alarm clock, when I got to go to the airport early in the morning. And I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm just telling you what can happen. It's not about the money. It's that you have a vehicle that can give you the same things. I'm nobody special. I'm a kid from Baltimore City. College dropout. Dropped out of college. Never even bought a textbook. I went to school to network. I looked at college the opportunity to network. And because I went to school for that 1 year, I built my business off of college. And guess what? Still to this day, the young guy that just told you he's 19 years old, he goes to Morgan. Well, he actually dropped out, but he was going to Morgan. Because a lot of these young kids, they see, listen, man, I'm going to college because my parents tell me to go to college. My parents are still broke, but you dropped out of college and you grinding, you building a business and you got time freedom. I want that too. And I'm not telling you that college don't work, but come on, man, who want to live life full of debt? Nothing is guaranteed anymore. Jobs are gone. I see everyone talking about student loans forgiveness. Now, how about you start your own business and pay off your loans? Stop looking for handouts. Stop looking for the government to save you. The government is not going to save you. Stop caring about what's going on in the White House and care about what's going on in your house. I don't care about politics, man. I don't care who's the president. The president never stopped my flow of money. And it might sound a little crazy to most people, but I don't care what's going on in the White House. That don't do nothing for me. What's going on in your house? You got to worry about what's going on in your house before you care about what's going on in somebody else's house. It's all about where you put your focus at. You put your focus on things that's not going to help you change your life, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to be in the same situation you've been in. But if you focus on the things that's going to help you, that's going to change your family generation, I'm telling you, I listened to this one quote from one of my favorite artists. His name is Jay-Z, he's the billionaire. He said, generational wealth is the key. My parents had, so that started with me. And that's how I live my life. My parents had nothing. So guess what generational wealth starts with? It starts with me. And I'm going to set my son up where he never have to ask a man for $1 in the rest of his life. I told you all the time, my son is a trust fund baby. That's just going to be his nickname, trust fund baby. Why? Because his daddy going to set him up for good. His daddy going to make sure that when he's 18, he ain't knocking on nobody's door saying, I need a job. Because he's going to have his own business before he turned 10 years old. So ask yourself, what do you want for you and your family? Because that's the only thing that matters. What is for you and your family? Don't look at what somebody else's family. Don't look at the things that you can't change. Look at the things that you can change. Look at the things that's in your control, not the things that's out of your control. If it's out of your control, don't try to control it. Control the things that's in your control. So, I'm just, it's almost 10 o'clock. I've been talking. Listen, I'm just fired up, man. I'm just fired up because like I tell people all the time, network marketing for me, it's just another vehicle. It's many of the things that I plan on doing. It's many of the things that I want to invest in. But first, I want to master one thing before I go out there and try to master something else. Because if you never master one thing, you can never master anything else. Master one thing first and then jump out there and try to do something else. Even if it took you 10 years. I just believe big. I just believe so much in myself that it scares most people. My goals scare most people. So if your goals are not scaring yourself, if your goals are not scaring the people around you, then you're thinking too small. I told you everyone laughed at me when I told them what I was going to do when I started the business, but nobody's laughing now. Everyone want to hang with me. Everyone want to be my friend. Everyone want to be my buddy now. But guess what? When I first started, everyone laughed at me. Everyone thought I was a joke. Everyone thought I was crazy, but nobody think I'm crazy now. Nobody think I'm a joke now. They all want to hang out. They all want to party. They all want to link up. I'm too busy to link up. You want to link up with me? Come to Miami. Because that's where I'll be at, on the beach, doing webinars, getting the tan, and making money while living my life. And if you want the same thing, then guess what? You can do it too. But it starts with you. What do you want? What do you want for your life? You might not want to be in the beach in Miami, but guess what I do? That's what I want. I want more. I want to live life to the fullest. I don't want to live life. I don't want to live a life of lack. I don't want to live my life praying my whole life. I want this. I want that. Listen, prayer without action is pointless. You can pray all day, but guess what? If you don't do the work, it's not going to happen. Too many people sit around praying for this, praying for that. That's cool. It's cool to pray. But what are you praying for if you're not going to do the work? It's pointless. Faith without work is dead. And that's what I would end it with. Faith without work is dead. You can want, have, and do it. Listen, if you ain't got no hustle, it's pointless. So I thank you guys again. I'm super fired up to being on here, and I'm just excited. You know, I'm motivated, and I look forward to, you know, just seeing everyone next week. Next week it will be in Miami. I'll be in Miami Tuesday, so call on Wednesday. It will be in Miami, and I'll show you guys the hot sun and probably the beach, so that you guys can get some motivation. So I thank you guys again, and you know, I'm just really excited to always be on here and just share goals and share vision with you guys. So I thank you guys again, and you know, I love you guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my future travels.
Sir.